All right, welcome to this explainer. Today we're diving right into the fascinating mechanics behind our modern shopping habits. We are witnessing an absolute explosion in non-store retailing right now. It's a massive structural shift that's radically rewiring global commerce, supply chains, and honestly how we as consumers interact with the brands we love. Understanding this shift is absolutely crucial to understanding the future of business itself. So, think about your absolute most recent purchase for a second. Did you even have to put on shoes to buy it? Chances are you didn't have to navigate a crowded parking lot or stand in some incredibly long checkout line. You might have just been sitting on your couch, commuting on a train, or, just scrolling through your phone in bed. The physical barrier to making a transaction has practically vanished.
Okay, here's our game plan for this explainer. 1. The non-store revolution. 2. Measuring retail market potential. 3. Global trends and technology. 4. Winning customer satisfaction. And 5. Surviving the retail battlefield.
All right, part 1, the non-store revolution. Let's look at this structural shift. Before we get into the weeds here, let's look at what non-store retailing actually means today. The real takeaway is that it's simply about alternative direct-to-consumer channels. It means completely sidestepping that traditional physical storefront. So instead of driving out to a sprawling shopping mall, you're ordering via a mobile app, interacting with a smart vending machine, or managing a subscription delivery service. It basically takes the store and places it exactly wherever you happen to be. But we didn't just wake up here overnight. Non-store retail isn't actually a brand new concept at all. We've evolved from those old school Sears paper mail order catalogs from way back in the day, moved right through the era of late-night teleshopping, and have now arrived at the ubiquitous mobile digital ecosystems we all carry around in our pockets. The medium has definitely changed, but that fundamental human desire for direct, convenient access, that's always been there. So what's pouring gas on this fire? Well, it's a bunch of intersecting factors creating a perfect storm for digital commerce. Think about our modern lifestyles. Busy working professionals increasingly prefer the total hassle-free nature of home delivery over waiting in grocery lines. Add to that the huge technological leaps, advanced logistics, automated inventory, and AI chat assistants that dramatically drop operating costs while cheerfully answering your customer service questions at 3 in the morning. It's all about absolute 24/7 convenience, completely unconstrained by geography or store opening hours. And look at how social media and payment tech have just completely mashed together. We aren't even going to distinct websites to buy things anymore. Things like rapid QR code scans or buying directly during a TikTok live stream. That converts simple, passive scrolling into instant, effortless sales. And secure e-wallets and buy now, pay later systems, they build the trust you need to actually make those split-second purchasing decisions without second-guessing it. Moving on to part 2, measuring retail market potential. Let's get into the strategic math. Okay, so behind all those slick apps and targeted ads is a foundation of serious strategic math that retailers use to conquer these markets. They don't just guess where to sell, they calculate it down to the decimal. To minimize financial risk, businesses use a secret weapon called the Retail Saturation Index, or RSI. This index essentially measures the relationship between consumer demand, which is basically buying power, and the supply, meaning the existing retail space in a target market. A high RSI? That indicates a highly profitable, underserved market where demand vastly outweighs the current supply. Let's make this concrete. Imagine a retailer is comparing City A, which has an RSI of $450 per square foot, against City B, which sits at just $150 per square foot. The retailer is absolutely going to choose City A. Why? Because that high number means the existing stores in City A simply cannot meet the massive customer demand. Stepping into that market minimizes their financial risk and maximizes their chance for rapid profit. Now, another huge tool in the toolkit is the Buying Power Index, or BPI. This helps evaluate the overall financial capacity of a consumer market by forecasting demand based on 3 core economic indicators. It breaks down like this. It weights effective buying income the heaviest at 50%, because obviously disposable income is paramount. That's followed by retail sales volume at 30%, and finally, population size at 20%. It basically tells a brand exactly how much spending muscle a specific region really has. So how does that look in the real world? Say the BPI reveals that Metro Manila holds exactly 12% of the national buying power. A smart cosmetics distributor isn't going to just throw a dart at a board to guess how much product to send there. They are going to systematically allocate exactly 12% of their total inventory and 12% of their promotional budget to that specific territory. It completely removes the guesswork from setting sales quotas and budget allocations. All right, part 3, global trends and technology, the ongoing digital transformation. Now that we've got the math down, we can see how these global trends are actively shaping the landscape. The retail map is expanding incredibly fast. We're seeing immense growth in emerging markets across Southeast Asia, Latin America, and Africa, largely driven by expanding middle-class populations who all have smartphones. To capture these consumers, global brands are hyper-localizing. They're adapting to local digital payment systems like Alipay in China or Gcash in the Philippines, ensuring that when these new consumers are ready to check out, the friction is absolutely zero. And frankly, the technology facilitating this is just mind-blowing. We're moving towards seamless omni-channel retailing, where your physical and digital experiences blend together perfectly. Just look at the innovation happening right now. Furniture retailers are offering augmented reality apps that let you use your phone's camera to preview a true-to-scale 3D sofa right inside your actual living room before you even click buy. Combine that with automated fulfillment centers and AI recommendations, and the shopping experience becomes almost magically intuitive. On to part 4, winning customer satisfaction, the all-important selection journey. Because look, with all these insane tech options available to us, how do retailers actually capture your loyalty? At the end of the day, a flashy app means literally nothing if the customer isn't happy. Every single time you shop, whether you realize it or not, you walk through a highly structured selection journey. First, you identify a need. Say you suddenly realize you need a really sharp dress shirt for a job interview tomorrow. Second, you search alternatives, maybe checking Google reviews or scrolling through fashion sites. Third, you evaluate attributes, comparing Store A's cheaper pricing against Store B's overnight delivery speed. And finally, you execute the purchase and evaluate whether you were actually satisfied with the whole thing. And to actually get that coveted 5-star review at the end of that journey, retailers must perfectly execute on 4 pillars. First, product availability, meaning 0 out-of-stock notices on essential items. Second, customer service quality, which means prompt responses and instant refunds if something goes sideways. Third, convenience, short checkout queues, and really easy navigation. And finally, store environment, which in the digital world means a clean, bug-free user interface that makes shopping a genuine pleasure, not a frustrating chore. Finally, part 5, surviving the retail battlefield, how brands overcome these challenges. Because as smooth as the shopping experience is for us as consumers, behind the scenes, it is an absolute battlefield. Traditional retail is an incredibly tough business right now. Physical stores are getting squeezed by escalating commercial rents, rising wage demands, and increasing supply chain logistics fees. They are forced into this fierce hybrid competition, battling low-overhead global online giants while simultaneously trying to manage modern customers who demand the lowest possible prices, premium quality, and instant delivery all at the exact same time. Being adaptable isn't just a competitive advantage anymore, it's basic survival. So, to actually survive and boost sales, businesses have got to be incredibly agile and data-driven. Take a look at how direct selling giants like Avon manage this today. Their representatives rigorously track key performance indicators, things like transaction volume and customer conversion rates, to pinpoint exactly what their best-selling products are. They leverage modern business tools, sharing personalized digital catalogs on social media to dramatically expand their reach far beyond their immediate physical neighborhoods. It's this perfect blend of localized personal relationships and massive digital scale. It really is a wild evolution, isn't it? We've gone from flipping through massive paper catalogs to having algorithmic AI seamlessly anticipating our needs before we even type them in. And it leaves us wondering, as augmented reality, digital wallets, and ultra-fast logistics bring the entire global marketplace directly into our homes, how will your own shopping habits change tomorrow? Keep a close eye on those market metrics, because the retail revolution is truly only just beginning. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer.